last night at UFC 257. What a freaking embarrassing night for Dan Hooker. My God. My God. The only thing I could say, and for those of you that didn't get to watch the pay-per-view, this is what happened. You know, they get in the ring and they come together, and Hooker looks very, very tentative, you know. Starts throwing calf kicks. And that may have been his plan, was, hey, I'm going to sit back and counter whatever this dude throws. But he started off just very slow, just going around, calf kick. They'd circle around, calf kick. And you could tell Chandler was, sitting there kind of like, okay, come on, when are you going to go? When are you going to go? And he was kind of, taking his hands and going, what's up? What's up? When are we doing this? When are we doing this? And so finally he got a little agitated. And he started ducking in like this and throwing body shots at Hooker. Okay? Well, they were very successful. And so they do a little dance around. Very successful. He probably landed 4 or 5 of these. Okay? And then he started adding, and this all happened quickly. We're not talking about something that took 2 or 3 minutes here. He started adding these thudding, just the most powerful shots I've ever seen a lightweight throw. Let me say that, okay? Just these thudding shots, man. And Hooker would stick his hands up like that. Again, I don't know if this was his game plan, was to kind of go slow in the first round and just kind of see what Chandler would throw at him. I don't know what he was thinking, but he didn't. I don't even think he threw one punch. I'll have to look at that again, but so finally, he did get Chandler's leg a little bit. I mean, he was throwing calf kicks at his leg, and they were connecting. I don't want to diminish that, but he was very tentative, very, very tentative. And when I seen these shots that Chandler was throwing, just boom! Oh my God, he's gonna knock him the fuck out, because they would move Hooker's whole body over. Well, finally he comes in, ducks in again, does his little duck in, throws a fucking body shot. And I was mistaken. I thought after he threw that body shot, he threw an overhand again. And he didn't. He actually threw a hook. Twisted it up on him. He threw a hook. Connected right on Hooker's jaw, man. And what a thudding shot, dude. Knocked him slick the fuck out. It didn't knock him out. It knocked him down bad. He was basically out. He was on the ground, on all fours, whatever, and Chandler comes up and starts pounding him in the face, and the ref stops it, right? Chandler's a stud, dude. I'm going to tell you right now, there is nobody in the UFC right now in that lightweight division that will stop him. And if Khabib comes back, he will break Khabib. That dude will break Khabib. His shots are too powerful, man. I can see why they call him Iron Michael Chandler, because he kind of reminds you a little bit of like an MMA Mike Tyson. Obviously, he's white, but he's short, stocky, and his punches, man. Oh my God, dude. I can't believe he did that to Dan Hooker. I mean, didn't take him no time at all to decimate Hooker. I look to see this guy. He's a stud. I'm going to tell you that. I look to see this guy march right through the lightweight division. It doesn't matter who they put in front of him next. You got to think. Poirier is probably, should be the lightweight champion now that Khabib is retired. He just beat Conor last night. And it took everything that Poirier had to beat Hooker. Chandler did it in no time. I don't know how long the actual fight was. It was very short, a minute, 2 minutes tops. They did fill each other out for, a few minutes, or not a few minutes, just a little bit, dancing around the circle. I don't see anybody stopping him currently that's in the UFC lightweight division. There ain't nobody. Khabib, Chandler said last night in a press conference, if Khabib comes back, he will be 29 in Chandler. He will not make it to 30-0. And I don't see Khabib coming back. There's no reason for him to take that fight because it'll destroy his legacy. It will destroy his legacy because Michael Chandler will walk through him. Forget about all that submission stuff and wrestling and Sambo. None of that's going to matter when Chandler hits him, dude. And he feels that power that he's never felt before in his life. None of it's going to matter. He'll be like, oh my God. And I think that's what happened to Hooker last night, man. I think, even though he had his hands up like that, I think when he got hit by one of those overhands by Chandler, he thought to himself, oh my God, I'm going to get knocked out. The dude, there ain't nobody. There ain't nobody stopping. I think he could go up to featherweight. I think he could go up to featherweight and take Volkanovski's title too. No problem. No problem. An unbelievable athlete. I would not bet against him, period. In any of his upcoming fights, I wouldn't bet against him. I know he's lost before in the past in Bellator, but he's a different fighter now, man. The dude is something else. Let me just say that. So to sum things up, last night at UFC 257, Michael Chandler destroyed, decimated Dan Hooker. He made Dan Hooker look like a middle schooler fighting his dad. I mean, it was devastating. And thank God that I bet on Chandler. And I told you guys to bet on Chandler because I had a feeling going into this fight. And listen, most of the time I don't bet winners of fights. I don't do it. I like to bet rounds because I think they're a lot easier to predict whether a fight's going to go the distance or it's not going to go the distance, or whether it'll go a certain amount of rounds or not go a certain amount of rounds. Then I think it's a lot easier to do that than it is to predict an actual winner of a fight, because in MMA anything can happen. But studying Chandler's video, his previous fights, I seen that dip in that he does. And I really, really thought that it would give Hooker problems. And sure enough, it did. Hooker didn't know what to do. It was almost like being 5'8" and being tiny and come back like that was almost an advantage to Chandler fighting Hooker at 6 foot tall. And you wouldn't think that. We didn't get to see his wrestling. We didn't get to see Chandler's wrestling. We know he has superb wrestling. We didn't get to see that. But Michael Chandler, all the way to the top, all the way to the UFC Lightweight Championship. He will be the champion inside of 2021. There is no UFC fighter in the lightweight division right now that can beat him. Period. This has been an episode of MMA Fight Bet. Visit our website, MMAFightBet.com. Link to the sportsbook is down below. If you guys don't know, I put out a prediction for this fight a few days ago. I told everybody to take Chandler straight up. And that's what happened. You would have cashed big if you would have went to the MMA Fight Bet website and seen that prediction. I'll see you guys later.